if it wasn't bad enough that people like us are sitting here going in on Nintendo for their stupid ass desire to increase the dollar amount, the ponies, not the ponies. See, that's crazy.
I know.
Because
Now they're
Nintendo
just
people are becoming ponies to me.
I
Because
know.
they have, this is their leader. You know what I'm saying? Like that's big crazy, right? So not the ponies, the Nintendo people are losing their fucking minds over this shit.
Yes.
Right? So the homie Ryu Art and E Ranks, these are Ryu Arts, and then E Ranks will be coming. Let me you
Shout out
guys
to
see it,
Ryu
right?
and E Ranks.
Okay. So these are screenshots from the live chat of the Nintendo Treehouse live stream that they did earlier. Okay. Now, if you can't read it, it's okay.
I know
because
it. I
will
can't
read
see it
for you. But this is what there's. First of all, there's 59,000 people watching this Treehouse.
That's wild.
Okay. And what they're showing, I think that's the did that zoom
there
in
we
for
go.
you guys?
That's better. Yes.
Oh, okay, cool. I think that has to be Breath of the Wild, right? Like the Tears of the Kingdom or whatever the fuck. I think so, because it's in the sky. Pretty sure that's it, right? So look at the chat, right? Drop the price. Drop the price. The games are too expensive. Drop the price. Shame on you, Nintendo. If buying isn't owning, then pirating isn't theft.
Oh.
Emulation isn't illegal. Steven Lindquist says, nope. Somebody else says $70 for a graphics update.
Exactly. That's wild that they're trying to charge $70.
Facts.
70, and the other one is 80, isn't it?
$70, 70 and 80.
Mhm.
Right? That's the balance. Right? So another one here. So
here we go.
This was okay, hold on. There's a lot here. All right. So this was the next one. Drop the price. Nintendo, you are the greatest. That dude is just random by himself. Make the welcome tour pre-installed title on all systems. Drop the price. Raise the price to 1K. Okay. Drop the price.
That's wild.
Literally what you're seeing nonstop here. And then the live chat summary. Viewers in the chat are overwhelmingly demanding Nintendo to drop the prices of the Switch 2 and its games. Some are even suggesting boycotting Nintendo and resorting to piracy if their demands are not met.
Woo! Listen,
damn.
Respect.
Damn.
More than the gallopers would ever do.
That's real crazy. Are these different ones? These are the same, right? Okay. Yeah, that's wild. And then E-Ranks went ahead and added some as well. There was 71,000 in this bitch.
Ooh. And
the summary, viewers are reacting to Nintendo's announcement of price increases for upcoming games and expressing their opinions on the matter. $90 flash game, tutorial game. Drop the price. They really charge you for what they call the welcome tour. This is so sad. Drop the price. Again, more 73,000 on this one. Viewers are overwhelmingly upset about the high price tag for the Nintendo Switch 2 and want Nintendo to drop the price. Some viewers are even calling for a boycott of the console.
Oh,
again, drop the price. No one's paying for this. Hashtag free demo. I love Nintendo games, but drop the game prices. Drop the prices. Drop the price. And then there's the Japanese words. I'm pretty sure
I can only imagine it says drop the price.
I mean, bro.
They are being extremely verbal about it. I think they got to the point where they had to shut down the comments. Oh, that's a great question. Mr. Waffle says, what is the like to dislike ratio?
That's a good question.
That's a great question. Yes.
That's a good question. I don't know. Again, I didn't find this. This was shared by our homies in the chat. So I don't know, but I would imagine it's not good. We could probably check. But let me get the homie Big Migs in the building real quick with that $2 super
Yo,
chat. It
thank
says
you.
Japan gets the Switch 2 for $335.
That's
We
wild.
getting shafted.
Yep. See,
Wow.
I think so. This is also like this is a big issue for me. I don't like this at all. So I have a problem with this that we're getting milked out just like the gallopers do on a daily. Um, so I don't like that situation that's taking place
Yeah,
at all.
I agree.
So this is a big problem for me. The thing with the prices is that I think that the divide where they're trying to claim some games will be this much, I think that line, I think this is a way for them to step into it more gracefully. The fact that they didn't throw in the prices during the show, CMoney, like you mentioned before, says a lot about it and how they felt and how uncomfortable maybe they were with putting that out there, that they didn't want to do it during their actual show. So for me, I feel like this is something that if we all just hush hush and move along with it, it's just going to bring more problems than not, because before we know it, every game will cost 80 or $90, whatever it is that they're trying to hit us with. It doesn't change the fact that in some other places they're getting hit even worse than we are. And I said it earlier, gaming is a hobby. They are trying to corner the situation where the people that do go ahead and buy multiple consoles have to maybe pick and choose and get to that point, right? We have a pisser out there for $700. That's ridiculous, and that's the cheapest price out there from what I've heard. In other places, it's a lot more. It's pretty ridiculous what is happening in the gaming industry.
So the actual Nintendo Switch Direct,
Yeah.
with no prices involved,
Okay.
is 206,000 likes, 19,000 dislikes. So the actual
Without the prices. So
without
people were
the
pretty
prices,
okay
without
with
the
the show,
prices.
pretty happy with the show.
Yeah, I mean people weren't pissed on it, right?
I think the whoever was pissed off was probably expecting to see a lot more Nintendo. I can't
Now,
imagine that they weren't.
I will say this. It has 5.8 million views. Now the Nintendo Switch 2 first look trailer has 22 million views from 2 months ago. So I don't know if it's gonna eventually get there. But where would I look? What is it? The Treehouse? Is that what it is? The Treehouse would be the place to see new Treehouse live 3 hours ago. So let's see, Mario Kart Grand Tour, Treehouse live. I mean, doesn't seem like, guys, we might be in the minority. 8.9. I mean, people, I don't know if these are just the games though. I don't know if maybe these people, more people don't know the prices, because I see the drop the price stuff happening.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, has 117,000 views for Mario Kart World Grand Prix gameplay. 9,000 likes, 1.6 thousand dislikes. The Switch overview trailer, 115,000 likes, 11K dislikes. They don't really, have they done anything official on YouTube with prices?
I'm not sure because we didn't see the prices, and then it kind of like I started seeing comments on Twitter actually, and that's where I heard about the prices. I didn't go looking for them, and I don't know how you came about them, but that's how I found out that the games were
How much they were?
yeah, they
Oh,
were
I
charging
didn't.
more.
It was on Twitter.
Yeah, that's how I saw
Yeah,
it
it was on
as
Twitter.
well.
I was shocked when I saw it. I was like, get the fuck out of here, for real. But yeah. So I mean, look, this is another situation where you look at this and you think, you know, that it's such a bad situation for them right now, but Twitter is a very small place, man.
Mhm.
And we know very much so that Twitter and YouTube do not cross breed
100%.
much. You know what I'm saying? Like there's not a lot of overlap. So I mean, maybe they just don't know the prices yet. Because if you're on YouTube and you're just following Nintendo, I don't think they did anything that says, "Hey, we're jacking up the prices." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So even those numbers of people who are saying drop the price, I mean, each one of those Treehouse videos is the ratio is overwhelmingly positive versus the likes, the dislikes. Um, so that being said, from what I heard, they had to shut down the comments.
They did.
Like the live comments.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe as much as it wasn't a lot of people, it's still enough people.
Enough to disturb them, right? And listen, you don't necessarily have to connect the two. Liking what they are doing versus liking their prices are two different things. So wanting what they have and liking what they have and saying drop the prices could be completely disconnected, right? You wouldn't be asking them to drop the prices if you either like if you didn't want what they have, right? If in your mind you're like, I want to go ahead and buy this, that's too much. For me, the bigger concern is where the industry is kind of heading. And the idea of getting again something like Game Pass and thinking that for anything else, especially when Nintendo doesn't drop their prices, it's $100, or at least close to it.
Agreed. Now I did see Clue put out a tweet. The homie Abdel. Shout out to him.
Yo.
And I remember this scenario very vividly. So
Okay.
it makes sense. He says, just like the Nintendo 3DS, don't buy it, then they'll drop the price. Stand on your principles, don't cry online, then proceed to pre-order.
Agreed. Which, listen, I love this comment, which brings us back to Mr. Xbox, right? He says, I'm going to speak with my wallet. Hopefully, I won't be in the minority. I think, listen, that's the stance, right? I think that's where the situation kind of falls. You go ahead and you stick to things, and that's how you speak. You speak with your money, not showing up, not giving them your money. That's where it shows and teaches the lesson, right? They don't care if you kick and scream, if you're going to go ahead and get on your knees and spend the money and give it to them anyways, right? So I think this is something you need to kind of follow through with. But he's right. I forgot about this situation because normally, again, they hold really tight, but they hold tight because, they're making the money that they want to make. I think the moment that doesn't, play out, they are forced to go ahead and make some changes. So
yeah, I agree 100%. Sadly, I don't know if this will work again. I'm not liking those like to dislike ratios being so overwhelmingly positive. We got to see if the word gets out to the bigger market. What do they do? I will say Ricardo Macada nails it. Says the Xbox handheld sounds like a bargain with Game Pass now.
Right?
I mean, that's the key, man. It's a crazy scenario, but it's the absolute truth, bro. Like that's the world we live in, where Xbox, when they drop their handheld, they got Game Pass on that bitch. It's gonna change it. And just so
that's the thing, even if it's pricey, right? You're like, okay, well, I'm getting Game Pass and essentially like just paying
like
$20 for my games.
Pays for your console.
Exactly.
Game Pass pays for the handheld because you don't have to go ahead and buy any of this crazy shit. Now, I don't know if anybody saw, but just in case people thought that, Xbox would only bring the heat to, PlayStation, directs or their, shows that they do. Xbox put out a tweet letting everybody know that, hey, Hollow Knight Silksong is still day one in Game Pass. So people went ahead and they see Silk Song in there, and people were talking shit, like it wasn't coming to Xbox, and now not only is it coming to Xbox, but it's also
In Game
coming
Pass.
to Game Pass Day 1.
It's a big deal.
So, Xbox will give it to anybody. Anybody can get it.
Anybody can get it
in these streets.
Oh, listen, we said wait till they take off the gloves when it comes to Nintendo. This is just PlayStation getting slapped up right now. So we'll see how this plays out. But competition is competition, and you got to wipe them out.
It is. And again, no matter how you cut it, to have this is like one of those tweets from like The Last of Us or some shit where they have to like shut off the comments, or like Intergalactic because they had to shut off the comments.
That's what I'm saying. The likes are there, but like feeling that pressure of having to shut that off speaks volumes, right? And I don't think that they were expecting some type of backlash, but not as heavily as, getting to the point where that had to be shut off. Again, we saw it with PlayStation and Intergalactic not long ago. So I don't know, man. I don't know.
Agreed.
But the dislikes on Intergalactic were pretty pretty head on.
Yeah, I mean, it was obvious.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's like they will once it comes time to start looking at buying these games, right? It's still a little far out right now. People are just hyped about the announcements. We'll see. And then, yeah, I saw Big Migs mention it, but Australia is crazy.
What's going on?
Pricing over there is insane. Like it's like uncontrollable. Like you can't even understand how the fuck this happened. Like how did they get away with this? Like, I know like there's some terrorist stuff going on, but like that's not between other countries, right? Like we don't control what other people do to other people. So I do have it bookmarked here. It was what's his name? Special Nick, if I'm not mistaken, who went ahead and hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. I'll get there. Have the official numbers from our boy Special Nick. Where is it? Here we go. Okay. So Special Nick put this out. Vooks, we now have local pricing for the Switch 2. Full details here. You ready?
Oh boy.
$699.
Oh wow.
99 or 95, and then $769. So $770 for the Switch and Mario Kart.
That is crazy. Wow.
You do save money if you were going to buy Mario Kart getting the bundle, because it's only it's only $70 if you buy the bundle versus 80 or 90, whatever they're doing in this country. But fucking A, man.
That's insane.
That's real wild. Now, that sounds crazy, but we also don't know what like their fees are and shit out there. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Mash brings up a great point as well. Hold on.
Oh, is that in Australian dollars though?
Yep.
Because each Aussie dollar is 63. Okay, so how does that math out to
oh my gosh, Hargi is saying, Hargi, our boy, what's good? That's actually cheaper than the US price. So Hargi says, let's see, here we go. It's like $482 for the Mario version. And how much is it for us? $500, right?
No, $450.
No, $450 is without Mario.
Oh, yes, the Mario
with
version
Mario is $500, right? Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So if they're freaking out and they're not even paying as much as we are, we should be out there burning switches.
Facts. I mean, but they
I'm
also,
just saying.
but I'm assuming they also, that's what they make though, right? Like what they're, like when they go to work,
It also
it
reflects. I get
reflects
what
what
you're
they
saying.
what they make, right? Like they're not making 400 and they're not making $500 in American money and then buying it for $482 American money. You know what I'm saying?
So Hargeez says that it's $438 for the base without base unit without Mario.
That's right.
Um
Marry Yo.
Mario.
Marry Yo. Why so serious? That's right. That's 100% it.
Wow.
Mick Kumar says
Okay.
it's 630 base and 700 bundle in Canada. I don't know, that works out to be in American dollars.
I think that's isn't it the same?
I don't know if the Canadian dollar is the same as the American dollar. I'm not gonna lie. I don't really pay attention to it. I'm pretty sure
it's about the
less.
same as US dollars. Amit Kumar says, yeah.
So then why is it so much fucking money? Oh, probably tariffs.
That's wild, man.
Interesting. Always hiring Canada. Well, that sucks. I mean, listen. First of all, the good news is nobody really wants this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're just,
we don't pragmatic in buying one.
no, not a fucking shot. If that shit was $2.99, then yeah. Mash says it's not. I'm in Canada and it's like 0.7 USD. Okay, so no, so that's not a
so
good trade-off.
about the same then, right? About the same, like Amit Kumar said.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So okay.
There we go. Our boy Rock over here says that's not correct. He says that 700 Canadian is like 496. So yeah, so about the same that we're paying, a little less.
So it's cheaper than the US.
A little, yes. It seems like,
so they're beating the system.
Yeah, it seems like we're the ones getting the L here.
God damn it.
Damn it. Okay.
That's wild. All right. Well, look, needless to say, who cares? Fuck these people now. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where I'm at with them. Like I was pumped for it. But like I'm really annoyed about the cost of the games. You know, like for us, the numbers are a little different because of that shit that they announced, right? So we obviously have to learn more. But if the shit is true, that if you get, one copy of the game, it's actually no, fuck that. Wow. The crack pipe is real that I was about to say. Wow. Because I started thinking about Mario Kart. Okay, it's $90 physical or $80 digital or just $80, whatever. Fine. And I was like, oh, but you buy one and you can share it.
But it's a
but you have to buy
game,
4 fucking Switches.
Yes, you do have to, because you cannot share the Nintendo
with the Switch.
Yes,
only the basic games.
The Switch
2
games
can share between them.
And it's also, I get it, so that you can play on your own screen, but it's also a multiplayer game, so you can literally, if you have the controllers, just play on the one Switch all together. Yeah.
That's fucked up. Damn, only select games too.
Yes. So nothing, you don't know yet. Like, I feel like the way that they're setting this up is like, if you're interested, I feel like the longer you wait to go ahead and make that commitment, the better off you are to kind of see if there's any movement with the price drops, or if there is any movement with the games as well. I want to see what Nintendo is bringing to the table. I'm not interested in Nintendo showing a bunch of third-party games that look better on other platforms.
Facts.
Or that are cheaper on other platforms, or that have been on other platforms for gosh knows how long, right? I want to know what Nintendo's bringing to the table. And as of right now, I'm not seeing much. the fact that they went ahead and, by the way, like, this was like, what are you guys doing? And I know it comes out next year, but you're showing it in the same show. You're showing Mario Kart, and you're also showing Kirby, the racing game. And it's like, what? How much driving it's happening here? What in the bubble driving fuck is taking place? And it's like, come on, Nintendo, get it together. Obviously, that Donkey Kong, it did look a little rough for me as well. But when is that one coming out? In July, though? Like, I think it's like
Donkey Kong's
2 days before your birthday. Yeah, I remember saying that. The most hilarious thing that took place during that show was when I saw Final Fantasy VII Remake. I dropped your glasses. See, I was laughing so hard. It was crazy.
Which one?
Hmm?
Which one?
Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Oh, yes. Yes. Hold on. Well, that deserves to be spoken about. Along with a few, you know what? We're gonna bundle them all up into one nice little gangbang for PlayStation, because they got quite a few fun things to slap up before we wrap up. So, real quick, what am I doing? What's the name of this? What we were just talking about? Oh, the
Game Shark says you can play both games at the same time. Use your feet for the second controller. That's some kinky shit.
a little bit. Not gonna lie.